Oh, hi, Sequels friends. I might have just figured out how to turn $39 into over $250 with this small little haul I have here. So today let's talk about ROI, regrets, and one item that I'm still unsure about. Today we are doing a little mini haul from over in Waynesville. If you guys have watched me for some time, you know that I have a lot of success sourcing especially vintage stuff over in Waynesville, which is just half an hour west of where I am here in Asheville, North Carolina. This day, the Lake Junaluska annual yard sale is what motivated me to head on over to Waynesville. But while I was there, of course, I had to hit a few of my favorite thrift stores. So let's take a deeper look into what I got, and let's start with a few men's pieces that I did end up picking up at a thrift store. First up is this polo Ralph Lauren polo. Now I am finding that not all polo Ralph Lauren is worth the pickup. There are certain silhouettes, and vintage tends to do better for me than modern. This one I'm on the cusp about. It could be Y2K, it could be modern. It's made in India, so I don't really know, but it is a size medium, and why I wouldn't have picked it up if it was a solid polo, I like that this one's giving very preppy vibes. It is giving that rugby, it is giving that Y2K prep, and I like the contrast of the black and white stripe. Next up is a silhouette that's worth picking up, so I want to share it with you, but it's an oopsie mistake for me. It is vintage, and if you could see the tag, it's there. It is in a very wearable size large, 100% cotton, and it is Field Master. And what drew my attention to this is that it is a long sleeve, not necessarily thermal, but it is ribbed knit Henley. Henley are these tees that have just the few buttons right here at the top, and these tees have really good sell-through. What I failed to realize until I got home is that this one has a mark right here, and I tried to wash it and stain treat it, and it did not come out. So that is disappointing, but what I do in a circumstance like this is I mark it and put it in my category on eBay at 50 off what the normal price would be. So this is another vintage piece. It is a vintage dress. It is Serban by Marianne, made in the USA, and it is in a size 16. Long sleeve, longer midi length, self-belted, partially button front dress. And it's a pretty, really pretty white and like a seafoam, aqua green, almost animal print-esque stripe. And for me, as I say with a lot of the pieces, I love versatility, especially with vintage items. I want to be able to wear them for all different occasions. This is GV Studios, which is Gloria Vanderbilt, but you can see on the tag there, it is a great size, and it is made in Hong Kong. So we're looking at a size 14, and it's likely 90s Y2K time period. Really classic silhouette. Love classic silhouettes in vintage, and something that would speak to a lot of different people. Button front, nice relaxed but more of a straight skirt, clean on the back end. It does have the Gloria Vanderbilt embroidery there, as well as the swan. I keep telling you guys I'm into a lot of sleepwear lately, especially vintage, so I had to give this a try. Love that old vintage tag. This is the Robbery, and it is in a size large. It is 100% polyester, and it is super lightweight. We are talking full length, mid-zip robe with the shorter sleeves. Really pretty pastel floral all over print. And I should say, if you could tell from there, but this does have quilting all around the flowers. To me, this is just awesome for like throwing on, going out to your garden, checking the mail. Perfect for summertime if you want something light and breezy to wear around the house. But also, this would make an awesome beach cover-up, especially if you're wearing a vintage suit. How stinking adorable would that be? Vintage Jones of New York. And it is a very classic black peacoat. you could, oh, I think I got it buttoned on the, might be up too far there. So that's where you have a double-breasted with the 2 buttons, and it does have the traditional peacoat nautical looking buttons with the anchors on them. Classic black. And if all that wasn't enough to make it a winner, it is also 100% wool. So the only downside is there's no size in it, but no biggie. We can measure it and then do a quick search to confirm what the actual size is. And then also we do have to denote that there is a little rip here and down here on the lining, but it's also on the inside, and I have sold other coats that are ripped in the lining. But for me, given it's wool, given it's a classic peacoat, which always has a strong sell-through on eBay, and it's likely 90s, 2000s, definitely worth the pick. This is just Leslie Faye. Now, when I first saw it, I thought it might be 80s with that paper tag, but I also think it might be 70s, and you'll see when I pull back a little bit here. This is a knit top, but it has that very, I don't know what this striping's called, but it comes across very like Sunset Horizon, which was super popular in the 70s, early 80s. Applique, which is very 70s and 80s. And then it has this lightweight polyester kind of blouse. So it's like a knit vest over a blouse, career style. We're looking at, looks like 3/4 sleeves, and then a really cute button detail at the top shoulder. And yes, it's not just this gorgeous sweater. It also has a skirt to match that beautiful applique. Same stripe, but see how it's on like a plaid, but it's stripe. It's very, having a lot of fun playing with that geometric patterning along with that sunset. We have a bit of an elastic waist, but it also has a button zip. I will hold on to this until the right person finds it because it is perfection. And last up is my total wild card piece. I paid up, and you guys know paying up for me is like $10. When I'm in the 10 to 15 raise, I'm like, guys, I paid up. But something about it, I don't know if it's the fruit thing, because the fruit's so popular right now, cottage core, handmade. I couldn't resist. So here are the shams. Green ruffle shams, big humongous pillow shams. These are probably king size. I don't even think I've measured them. I think it said queen on the listing, but these look like king size pillows. And then we have strawberry and an apple. There is a set of 2 shams. So you have the dark green, the lighter green, bright red, yellow. I mean, cottage core kids room because of the primary colors. If you have like a sunroom or like an outer deck with a cover, this would be so cool to have on. Not going to lie, this quilt is not without its flaws, and also I have to lint roll the entire thing because when I washed it, it got lint all over it. But I still want to show you. It is heavy. I would consider this a weighted quilt. Okay, this isn't on my bed perfectly, but hopefully it's enough to give you guys the idea of how big this is, how many different types of fruit are on it. And then, like I said, there's some spots of lots of lint on it for me to lint roll, but there was some spots on it, but I'm not really, besides the lint, I'm not really seeing any. Maybe I ended up putting through the washer using my favorite OxyClean and ended up putting it through the wash twice. So maybe I did end up getting it all out. I don't know, but I love it. Pineapple, bananas. Did you see the peach? A little peach. Oh, it's so cute. I do not know, guys. I don't know how much this is gonna cost me to ship. I gotta have to find a box big enough to put it in. I don't know if I should price it higher because of course there's nothing out there like it, and then just lower it and hold on to it for a while. I don't know if I should put it on every single platform or put it for a little bit lower and see if I can flip it for like a decent price on Facebook. I have no idea, but I really want you guys' input. So tell me what you would do. One, would you have picked it up? And if you did pick it up, how would you think about pricing it? I love to hear from you guys and get your opinions on things. To let you guys in on a little secret, I did not do much sourcing this weekend, but I did work on cleaning up the chaos that was everything around my office and storage room pertaining to the Goodwill Bins haul. So if you didn't see that haul, I will link it above and below for you to watch. It was a fairly big haul and I have stuff everywhere. So it's time to tackle that and get things reset in this office so I can have a productive work week. This is a haul you guys have probably already seen along with this at the beginning of this video, but I haven't filmed that video yet, and that needs to be moved into the next room to get ready for filming, along with I have a Brent closet clean out, so along with some of this other stuff that needs to get over there to get ready for filming and for putting online. Now, you know my room's next over, so we have a whole bunch of mail bins because some mailman took all of our bins, and then our regular gave us a bunch of bins. And then, as I said, I've been using the taller rack in here. Here's a bunch of the stuff from the bins video that needs to be folded and put away in the totes. And then here's another pile of it that needs to be folded and put away into the totes. I have a problem with garbage. If Brent doesn't empty it, then it will overflow. And then you can see I have some extra room in here to put that big old box of fabric down here below. And then I actually have a jacket that I just sold that I need to package up and get out as well. And you know what? So that you don't have to watch the boring old me talking over folding up everything, let's go ahead and maybe do like a quick little snap before and after of this. Here is our before. Here's all the stuff packaged up that I showed you before, and then here's everything that's off the rack. Here's what the rack's looking like right now. I never took a picture of this because I was deciding whether to keep it or not. I'll probably list it and we'll see if it sells or not. And now it's time to bring in the stuff from the other room. All right, I got everything there for the little Waynesville mini haul. Miss Mannequin is butt naked, censored. And I sold this jacket, but I'm not going to talk, or this wool coat, but I'm not going to talk about it too much because that is going to be an upcoming Friday flip of the week. Miss Thing is still taking her nap. Furiosa, are you going to look at us now? Miss Furiosa, there she is in her pretty face. And then I got that big old box of fabric in here, which, to be honest with you, hopefully, like, I'm kind of discouraged if it sells because I just repositioned everything to get it in there, but I kind of hope that works in my favor and it sells because I did just list it on Facebook Marketplace and lower the price. So I'm just going to need to put these in the bins, and what I literally do is I pull up my spreadsheet and well, what I normally do is I go and I open up a bin and then I see how much space there is in there, and then I grab about approximately how much will fill that space, and then I put it in my spreadsheet, and then I just walk back and forth and get some steps in to get that done. I had to move my bin, which will normally go under there, but it'll be full and out of my way tomorrow once I put the beautiful wool coat in, and it's going in that box. I did manage to empty my garbage. Check me out, guys. And then here's a little sneak peek of some wallpaper. Can't remember if I shared this with you guys a while ago. I bought that wallpaper when I was trying Whatnot shows, but it hadn't really worked out for me. So I've kind of taken a break from those. Not saying I won't do them again, but I'm just taking a break at the moment because this wall that I shoot on, I have a hard time with the lighting of the items against the gray wall. And then it's not fun when I do hauls, which is another reason I brought in this taller rack. So I had something to stand behind because it's just so plain and kind of blah back there. I was thinking of putting up this wallpaper and see if I can get this wallpaper to stick there. And we'll see how it goes. Macaroni's ready to go to the bathroom. So I guess this segment is done. Before we go today, I do want to share with you, I have sold 2 items, and it's the 2 items that I had already put away from this haul. Love when that happens and they're already packaged up and ready to go. They are these 80s vintage cloth napkins from Andre Richard. They were listed for $14 to $24, and I ended up selling them all in on eBay for $26.69 and made a profit of 16 bucks. And then, believe it or not, I was shocked. It just took a few weeks. This faux leather Western belt did end up selling on Poshmark of all places. I've actually made a few sales on Poshmark this month, which is shocking because it's usually dead for me. But of course, they're lower price things. I had this hoping to make 8 to 14. Somebody offered me 10. I took it. And I ended up making a whopping $5 after Poshmark fees and cost of goods. Still made a profit, still glad it's gone, and really glad that I didn't have to hold on to it for too long. Out of that haul I showed you in the beginning, we are 2 sales down, $20 in my pocket, and 9 more sales to go, and those weren't even the good things. That is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what your favorite item from this haul is. If you have any insight on that quilt that I asked about before and you're still here and you haven't dropped it in the comment section, go ahead and drop that below. And you did see a little sneak peek and a little talk about some office refresh action, which is what I'm working on this week. So hopefully we'll have a video for you next week of an office refresh. So if you have not already done so, consider hitting that subscribe button, ring that bell so that you're notified next Wednesday when that video drops. As always, I really do appreciate you guys tuning in, watching, leaving comments, and all the support. It really means the world to me. And as always, do not forget, the remake can outshine the original. Have a fantastic week, friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye.